Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hope everyone's well when we find this video, inshallah. So on the last show we did on Thursday, right? I mentioned that at the very end how I saw something that I wanted to cover, but we couldn't do it on the show because the show would have gone on for another hour or so. Just knowing how we operate and things of that nature. So the the thing I wanted to cover was, I am, always a proponent of seeking knowledge and, learning more about your religion as a whole. So, obviously everyone knows the hadith about seeking knowledge from the cradle to the grave, right? So this is something that as Muslims and, as humans, we have a instinct to want to learn more and study more. So we covered this briefly, but so this brother right here, brother Mahmoud, he's Azharia. He graduated from Azhar, I believe, or he attended Azhar. Um, and so he gave a khutbah at a mosque in Charlotte, North Carolina, I believe. And he gave a khutbah, and the whole point at the end of it was for him to promote the IQOU school, the IQOU Theological College. And we covered this IQOU Theological College maybe 8 months ago, however long. And we spoke about, just the coursework, the overview, the courses they were going to offer, and how it contradicted, the teachings of this man right here, Mubarak Jelani, their leader. And they tried to have, like, on the surface is good, but then deeper down they have like introduction to like civic sciences and things of that nature that's just complete utter garbage, mumbo jumbo, and doesn't really go with anything. They have like a course on like EGM and some other stuff. So it's like, okay, obviously this is, unfortunately, falsehood, and Noor raising $75,000 for renovations on the school, and you not seeing any sort of improvements from folks who live in Virginia and drive by that place every day. It's the same building. It hasn't had any outward improvement. They built a shed, I think, and they hosted like a soccer game or something along the lines near the school or at the school. But for Islam purposes, it hasn't really done anything, right? And so, I would say 3 months ago they had this seminar because classes were supposed to start in September, I believe, 11th or whatever. It may have been even earlier than that, but they had a seminar about the classes they were going to host and learning more about IQOU. And so Jaffer and I attended via Zoom. And so they had it set up so that Zoom was in presenter mode only, so that if you ask questions, you couldn't see how who's asking questions and if they saw it and ignored it. And so Jaffer and I were giving them a litany of questions, just spamming them with things about IQOU, origins, Mubarak Jelani, Seven Sultans, Bid'ah, Shirk, all the stuff. What qualifies you? And so, you know, of course, being who they are, they ignored all questions, period, from Jaffer and I. Like, not a single question that we asked got answered. And they were on for a good hour. And I have the entire thing recorded. I'm not gonna actually ever upload that video because it's just like it's just us asking questions here and there. But so they said a whole bunch of nothing and fluff, right? And so for me, as someone I've worked in my college for 3 years, I have 2 associate degrees. I'm finishing my bachelor's in about like 8 classes. So inshallah, I'll get that out the way. But anyway, I have worked in a college for a long time, and working in the college administration assistant role and knowing about how classes work, how they go about hiring professors, how they go about making sure that they qualify, how they go about making classes organized, work on time, and all the things that go in between. So I know a fair bit about college infrastructure and how it works and how it's supposed to operate and the things that goes on, right? So I mentioned when we first covered the IQOU Theological College.org website. When you first went here, however long ago, their LinkedIn's and Twitters and stuff, it was all here. It had LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, all the social medias. Their LinkedIn's linked nowhere. It went to LinkedIn.Skillshare because Skillshare is, I believe, who made the website. It may have been Zippy, but anyway, it linked here. So I was thinking like, okay, so this has been updated, and now I want to see what qualifies these people here, right, to teach at or lead an Islamic school, right? Because for them to claim it's the first Islamic open university online for everyone, that sounds good, right? But there's plenty of other Islamic institutions online where you can learn about your religion from accredited scholarly sources, right? Like I'm taking classes here with a few members of R2F at the AMAU Academy site. This is an online institution of learning for Islam, right? They have qualified individuals who are qualified to do X, Y, and Z, right? So if you were to click on a video here, right, and this video is by Sheikh Mohammed, right? And you can view his profile, and it shows you, hey, listen, Sheikh Mohammed is a UAE national and graduate of Islamic University of Medina, right? Facility of Sharia law, Islamic law. So it shows you everything that he's done and why he's qualified. So you can say, okay, this person here is qualified, right? In matters of Sharia, right? He graduated with honors. It's been a decade in city, like, so he has his credentials laid out, right? So let's let us go through together and see the president of IQOU, Zainab Adams, right? Sheikha Sayyida Zainab Adams Jalani. First of all, Islamic schools, you guys should know this first and foremost, that if her husband was Ahlul Bayt, right? So for everyone knows, people in the Jamaat TMOA, their leader Mubarak Gilani, who has passed away, they believe that he's Ahlul Bayt. He told them that he was Ahlul Bayt. He hasn't ever proved that he was Ahlul Bayt, but he believed that he was Ahlul Bayt, right? They also believe that. So this is being a school of Islamic knowledge. You should know that him being Ahlul Bayt, if he was, right, and let's just say that for this instance he is, right, him marrying her, Noor, Zainab Adams, does not make her Ahlul Bayt. She does not become a Sayyida at all. Her kids, sure, yes, but her, she just marrying someone does not make her Ahlul Bayt. And now that he's passed on, that's not how it works. So the blood of Prophet Muhammad does not go on through I am Ahlul Bayt. I marry a girl, now she's Ahlul Bayt. It's not how it works. And it's like this is not how it works at all. So first thing first, you already have that wrong. So you can have it be Sheikha Zainab Adams Gilani, right? But also, what is a sheikha? What does that mean? Anyway, so let's view her LinkedIn page and see, what qualifies her to be a leader of this Islamic school. So she's the founder of Lighthouse Academia Group. Okay, and let's see. Okay, so Zainab Adams, founder, Lighthouse Academia Group, dedicated to building of education institutions that provide beneficial knowledge to encompass all aspects of student life, including academic, spiritual, physical, and intellectual. Okay, cool. So sounds good, right? So, look at her experience, right? This is what qualifies her. Her experience for being a leader of an Islamic institution is, she is the president of the school that she has right now. So the school that she started this year, she's president of it, right? So this is one of her qualifications, right? And the previous is that she is a retail business owner of a fashion shop. So Ghazala Fashions is this clothing store. This clothing store she runs overseas in Pakistan, right? So do you believe that if you were going to attend a school, right, and you find out, okay, the president of the school, the person who started the school, said, okay, listen, I am the head of the school, and this school is about Islamic knowledge. Their previous experiences with being a principal of an Islamic school, the head of it, right, is selling clothes. How does that qualify them at all to go about teaching or being a part of or head of Islamic school? Her education is all this is good, right? She has that bachelor's, master's. Who knows if this is legit or not? But it doesn't say she studied at Azhar. It doesn't say she studied at the school in Medina. It doesn't say she studied in Morocco. It didn't, like, so there is no Islamic accreditation here to say, okay, this person is so, Islamically scholarly educated, where they're qualified to teach in an Islamic setting about Islamic things at all. Her endorsement for religious studies comes from the school she created. So imagine I was like, okay, listen, I am great at tech, right? And then I start up an LLC that's like amrstech.org, right? And then I go on my LinkedIn and put skilled at tech. Source amrlinkedin.org. So I'm using myself as my own source. Like, she is her, the endorsement came from herself. She has one endorsement. She should, like, the amount of views you guys get on the videos and all the like likes stuff. You should have had everyone come here and endorse you as the religious studies. But then again, your religious studies is of the school, so you learned at a school that just started. The school you started, you learned that. Anyway, so this is the leader. This is the head honcho in charge of the Jamaat. This is her. And then let's view Mahmoud. Okay, so listen, this man Mahmoud, who we just saw speaking before him, right? He doesn't even have a LinkedIn page. He didn't even bother to do so. We're just like, just trust him because he has the Islam books in the background. So you know he's scholarly. Alhamdulillah, right? Department head and professor. Okay, this man is Professor Hassan Ali. All right, Azhari. Okay, let's see. This man might be legit. All right. Okay, so he's an instructor in Cairo, right? So, for 13 years, he kind of elite, huh? Okay, so it says Azhari, but like he didn't put Azhar as like graduate, and there's no way to confirm that he actually graduated from Azhar. We're supposed to just trust him just because he says so. Which, I mean, this is great. You should always trust your Muslim brothers in Islam and stuff like that. But I mean, in order, if you're taking my money to teach me about Islamic, now I want to make sure that you are, you know, super uber qualified and what you're talking about. Because otherwise, what purpose do you have here? So they have what, 3 professors? They have 4 professors. Okay, no, LinkedIn, Jordana. So they're all instructors at Azhar University. They're so you expect me to believe that these people taught our instructors, qualified to be instructors at the most prestigious Islamic school, or one of the most prestigious Islamic schools in the world, and they're going to go from teaching there to teach at some unknown school startup for Noor. This is what you want me to believe, because her previous thing was camp instructor, but not to Noor International. You know what that sounds like? It sounds like she taught at the retreats. Sounds like she taught at the retreats, and she said, "Okay, I did this. Now I'm qualified." 18 years. No, la. English instructor, Falcon Academy homeschool group. Sounds like a TMOA Rainbow Academy type school. No, doesn't qualify you at all. Bachelor's education studies. Cool, great. Bachelor's from Arizona State University. That's great. But it's not Islamic education certified worthy to teach at Islamic schools. It's just thrown out there. Like, hey, listen, that sounds good. But I don't know how that qualifies you to, you know, do anything. This man, Qasim, listen, I don't really have any problems with Qasim Lassi besides the shirk, right? Like, I've always, me and him are cool. Besides all the shirking and bidder stuff, Qasim, that you believe in, me and you are cool. But everyone gets their share the spotlight, all right? So this says owner, general manager at White Hawk Skills and Language Facilitators. What does that have to do with Islamic education at all? Public speaking, 10 endorsements. Team building, 10, so your endorsements are all from are all from the people at your school. You guys are it looks so tacky. It's not done well. It's evident as day. If anyone viewed this right from outside of the Jamaat, they would say, this seems kind of shady. Because none of you are qualified. None of you actually are qualified to do anything Islamically. You guys just have fluff here. So it's like, okay, you have 4 professors, and they don't seem to be qualified. They don't have like anything really that anything that links them to, okay, yeah, they're definitely the one. Because look at that, head of department or academy, like their experiences is the same school. Is this okay? Look at that. So she, right? She, who is this? Sophia Salam. So listen, she was smart enough to put Al Azhar University as her education, right? So unlike everyone else, all the other people that claim that they were Azharis, right? her education says here at Al-Azhar University. So she is smarter than mostly, most of y'all who didn't do so. All right, she at least had the foresight to say, hey, I'm gonna put Al-Azhar here as my university. She has a bachelor's degree in theology and tafsir, alhamdulillah. Right, so you guys should learn from her about what it is that you want to do here going forward, because clearly what you did before wasn't it. So learn from Safiya Salam, and do that. Register office manager. We're not gonna worry about that, but just the professors and stuff like that, student outreach. That's kind of important. So as you can see, they just do anything, right? You can still give them money. Obviously, you can apply. Look at the application, like, oh yeah, Allah, like I'm not gonna enroll into that in reality. I haven't heard anything about the students there. No one's posted anything on their stories, because listen, you can tell that this is also another scam, because for us who are formerly of the Jamaat, and know people still in the Jamaat and are connected to people still in the Jamaat, the one thing for sure is that they love to post things that happen to them, right? So if it happened to them, and it's going on to them, because every little thing that happens, oh my God, ya Allah, we're so blessed. Our Morshid has blessed us entirely to be part of this community. Look at what he's teaching us, even after he's gone on. This school was started inside of his honor, right? So I figured they would have someone posting about, the online school and showing that, oh, look at that, I'm here in Hifz 101 by Qadi Mahmoud or Qadi Qasim, right? Cool. No one's done anything of the sort. So I question, like, are classes actually going on here at this IQOU college? Because no one seems to show me anything. Please listen. Y'all can y'all respond to every video that we post out. So please listen. Post a video on the historical youth of TMOA, or whatever the hell that video site's called, YouTube page, whatever. Post a video there and say, hey, look at that. The Pot Youth of TMOA are attending the college IQOU. And then that'll show me. Because another thing too, which we didn't cover on the video about the lands, and living on a co-compound, is I believe we call it, was that you don't have internet there. So it's so far off the grid, you really don't have like internet access there. So I would imagine attending an online school would kind of be hard with poor internet. So that is another deterrent from you being able to, like, hold on. Wait. Yeah. Oh yeah, Allah. There's just no way. Uh-huh. Okay. Look at that, man. The answer, brother. The answer. Okay. They just got some random Muslim sisters who definitely aren't part of the Jamaat, because this is not in any TMOA setting is this background applied to at all. Every land, there is no land, I don't care if it's in Canada, all right, or overseas, there is no land or no TMOA thing where they can afford this background in reality. La. After every class, I feel my heart turning towards Allah, and his hymn saw something. Okay. They have a promotional video for this, but mashallah. But also no, like, fam. These people, these two sisters here are not part of the Jamaat. If they're part of the Jamaat, color me surprised. I'm sorry, but no. You're not gonna pull the wool over anyone's eyes. This is not happening. And for them to go promote it, knowing that somewhere in that coursebook was a civic sciences course about Marjolani, what do you think you're doing? Like, this definitely isn't it. But listen, if they do turn it around and actually do great things, alhamdulillah. But from what I know of them and what we just saw and covered, they don't have the qualifications to teach you anything. So, are you going to learn from them? Like, would you learn from someone how to make food who's never cooked before? Like, this is not what I'm going to attend and pay money to attend. And they also say, I'm pretty sure in the handbook student guide thing, it says, listen, if things happen, we can just disappear. So you guys choose for yourself what it is good for you. Would you attend this school? Let me know in the comments. I personally wouldn't attend, considering that there's a plethora of other online colleges Islamically that you can attend. Because who is this? Is she part of the Jamaat too? They can't be affording these backgrounds. Also, a point that I didn't mention, just gonna leave it here. So these, and that's the last thing I'm gonna say. The people of IQOU, right, the faculty and staff, the number one talib of their former spiritual leader, Mubarak Jilani, his number one talib was Hussein Adams, K2. He is nowhere to be seen. He should be somewhere leading this band because he should be the most qualified teacher they have. And even he is like, yeah, nah, keep me far away from this thing, sis. All right, I don't want anything to do with your scam school. All right, so I think we just need to be very careful about the things that we put out there, and be very careful because there's so many scams on the internet, and this unfortunately seems to be one of them. Assalamu alaikum.